an AI illustrated comic has lost a key copyright case. Chris Castanova, who attempted to copyright a comic book illustrated with images from Midjourney, has legal claim to some parts of the work. Oh, whose work is it?
Yeah.
Whose work is it? It was the guy yesterday on Instagram where people thought they were looking at legitimate portraits, and it turns out they were looking at only AI-generated stuff. And he came clean and said, well, I realize a lot of you guys have a misconception about what's going on here, and said, no, actually, these are all AI-generated. Amazing work nonetheless, but whose work is it?
Yeah.
It's a concoction. It's a remix. It's a constant remix based on a data set. Who owns it? Who gets anything from it? Artists feel a certain way. Photographers feel a certain way. Even the websites like Getty Images feel a certain way about it. Will it be like the music business where they find a way to work together from Napster to Apple Music to iTunes? Remember that transition? They were like, this is a disaster. We'll never make a dime. Metallica and so forth. And then Apple was like, no, we'll just charge them $1 for each one. Now, in music, that was easier. In this day and age, those data sets will kind of vast, kind of hard to pinpoint. But we're getting these close relationships where someone's like, that looks a lot like my thing, my actual image. That has an element pulled directly from my image. To what extent do I have ownership over that image? Reminds me of sampling as well. In hip-hop, you have a sample and a beat, and they're like, well, you got to pay a few bucks for that because it's recognizable. It's long enough to be recognizable. So this comic book, Zarya of the Dawn, the United States Copyright Office originally granted them the rights. He said, sure, no problem, it's all yours. Later, the agency put the book under review because Castanova's social media, where they said they had produced the images using AI image generator Midjourney. Now the Copyright Office has made a decision. United States Copyright Office said that Castanova is the author of the work's text, as well as the selection, coordination, and arrangement of the work's written and visual elements. What they are not the author of is the art. They do not recognize any of the images as being owned or under Castanova's copyright. Castanova has said that they edited and arranged the AI-generated art and are therefore an artist. You can read the statement below. The Copyright Office said, no chance, no deal. This is not yours. But that's where it gets complex. At what extent of editing does something become new and unique? And we've talked about it in video with fair use. And if you go in there and completely rearrange something and mash it up, what if you make it a collage by hand? And what if the initial inspiration is something that's AI generated, but it's only a baseline, it's only an outline?
Right.
Impossible. Absolutely impossible to navigate well.